Hey Web3 curious listeners, today's episode is sponsored by BitLayer, the first Bitcoin security equivalent layer 2 based on the BitVM paradigm. This episode was shot live at Token 2049 in Singapore, where we dove into the latest innovations in the blockchain and Web3 space with industry leaders. First, we speak with the CEO of RECRD, Anoir, to learn more about how blockchain technology is paving the way for fair monetization strategies, especially with their video content platform. Then we have a conversation with CEO Ariel and the vision behind Hivemapped, a decentralized mapping platform that utilizes dashcam technology to create a global map. He explains how Hivemapped is competing with giants like Google. Next, we spoke with Alex, who is the Director of Operations at Tezos Commons, and he shared the latest developments in the Tezos ecosystem and how they focused on their thriving art community, DeFi initiatives, and gaming projects. Then we get introduced to Michael, the CEO of Sleep.io, which is the first hotel booking platform built on blockchain aimed at removing middlemen and providing better deals for users. And finally, we hear from Molly and Vivian about the unique offerings that CoinEx has in the crowded exchange market, their investment strategies, and the trends shaping the future of cryptocurrency. All this and more at the Edge of NFT. Cue the intro.
Welcome to the Edge of NFT, the podcast that brings you the top 1% of Web3 today and what will stand the test of time. We explore the nuts and bolts of the business side and also the human element of how Web3 is changing the way we interact with the things we love. This podcast is for the dreamers, disruptors, and doers who are pumped about this ecosystem and driving where it goes next.
Hi everyone, welcome to Edge of NFT live at Token 2049 in Singapore. It's day one. It is hustling, bustling over here. I think it's their biggest event ever. Pretty excited to be here with Anoir, who's the founder and CEO of RECRD. It's great to have you on the show.
Pleasure to be here.
So a little bit of background here. RECRD is a video engagement platform that uses blockchain to transform content creation and monetization. And Anoir has 14 years in marketing advertising, raised over $4 million from investors such as Sweet Foundation, former NBA star Mitchell Richmond. And since its launch, RECRD has put up some big numbers. It's quickly grown to over 1 million daily active wallets, focusing on empowering content creators through innovative monetization strategies. We'll get into all that. But, expanding into India and Africa too. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't memorize all that.
Yeah. Well, you got to sleep between all these side events,
Exactly.
When did you get into town?
I got into town 2 days ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so late night flight.
Adjusted? Good to go?
Not at all. Still adjusted.
But by the way, I have to say, I normally will not interview someone wearing a Yankees hat, but I'm making an exception today. I'm a Boston guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have done the interview. So.
All right. It's all right. The Celtics are coming back. The Sox, they need some more work. So you have a really interesting background. Tell us a little bit about your journey and what made you decide to sort of do something like this.
Oh, right. So background is advertising. So I was more on the creative side, worked for multiple ad agencies, handled multiple accounts, and then jumped to the dark side and got headhunted to be the head of digital marketing for a very large bank. So jumped to client side. And then, the industry was just itching to get solved for various problems, specifically in the creator economy and brand safety, advertising, and so on. So we saw a niche in the market. We saw a niche that's growing in terms of content, which is reactive-based content, and targeting fake ad views. Apparently $1 in $3 goes to fake ad views. So
this is something I've been talking to a lot of folks about lately. Is this I guess you call it pollution, ad pollution, right? And people are spending a lot of value to get views and engagement through the traditional means, and the dollars are just getting flushed down the toilet essentially, right? It's like a hidden secret tax, if you will. So that makes sense to me. What are the other problems you're solving? And maybe let's get a little technical. How exactly you're solving these problems?
Yep, cool. All right. So basically, short-form content creators can't monetize the same way as long-form content creators, right? Because how can they monetize? It's either subscriptions or ads, but how do you put ads in short-form content? It's very intrusive. So I'm obviously, from my background coming in advertising, we designed it. It is really advertising-focused, but very seamless, and it's designed around the content creator for fair monetization, right? So, we monetize all ad view, we monetize all creative views on short form content. And our core speciality is people post video responses to videos. So we don't do likes, we don't do comments. We've kind of coined this term rebounds. So imagine you post a video, people post a video response, you build up the engagement on content. Anytime there's an ad within that feed, the creator gets up to 100% of the ad revenue. Right?
Okay.
From day one. Right.
Very cool.
So it's just kind of like architecturally designing a seamless integration for ads for fair monetization of creators, right? But at the same time, you need to have that verification of users, and that's where the blockchain comes in, and blockchain kind of supports pretty much everything that we're doing.
Very cool.
On that.
So I think I have a lot of questions and curiosity. We'll have to go deeper at some point, but there tends to be in sports and in the creator economy a hierarchy where the top 1%, bring in the big dollars, and a lot of other folks don't. Do you have some early sort of signals, indications on like whether or not this is like a hockey stick type of curve or a bell curve where there's more folks that are earning on your platform? And what type of feedback are you getting from creators on the earning potential they're experiencing on your platform versus other things they've tried out? Great question.
All right, so if you look at the life cycle of a video, what you're alluding to, right now we're still very early. It's only been a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But what we found is that video, because the interactions of the videos gets you more reach, and it works very similar to TikTok, right?
Yeah.
If you have good content, it's going to get shared with more and more people, right? So the life cycle of the video can be kind of adjusted, right, in terms of the engagement, and the engagement being views, rebounds, and so on. But there's the mechanism that we've introduced where when users share your content off platform. So if you upload a video and I want to support you, it's not about followers anymore, right? I'm going to take your video, I can share the link of your video, it creates a unique URL to me, I share it on Twitter, I share it on Reddit, I share it on Telegram. Anyone who clicks on that link, there's a pre-roll ad, you just made money, I've just made 10% of your ad revenue, but most importantly, as the creator that I made 10% of your ad revenue. So we're creating this kind of superfan, ambassadorship, affiliate-fi type program for creators to rally up their community to share their content off platform, right? So it can extend the life cycle as well.
So you see this working better for micro sort of content, micro influencers, micro content creators. It can be anyone. Until
we build famous people, right?
Yeah.
So, and the niche of our platform, it's about rebounds. We're going after reactive-based content.
So are you like pro AI generated like influencers and content creators, or anti?
No. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give you an exclusive. So we're actually developing a new form of rebound. So we do remixes, reactions, and responses.
Okay.
And the next one that we're going to drop is Reimagine.
All right.
So Reimagine, you prompt, you have a virtual avatar, and you can just rebound based on your virtual avatar. So we're working on it right now, and that should be dropping soon.
Everyone has a chance to have a digital twin,
exactly,
and sort of do their thing.
And imagine that the digital twin is making you money while you sleep.
That's what it's all about. Passive income.
That's it.
So what are some of the partnerships in sort of that you have in the works, and like what types of folks are you looking for that should reach out?
Okay, so we have a ton of partnerships that I can't talk about because nothing's signed, right? I don't want to say, and we're talking super A-listers, right?
Okay.
So we're talking to a bunch of these guys. They love the platform. They've experienced it. Some really cool activations.
Got to get the ink.
Exactly. But we have just inked Shamaru Thursday. Shamaru, one of the biggest production companies in India. They have God knows how many Bollywood movies, and we are doing some very, very fun, interesting things in the next few months with them. So again, another exclusive for you.
That's cool. I appreciate getting the edge.
Yeah.
I just one of my co-hosts just interviewed a humanoid, Ria, And it was the first time she'd be interviewed. And she loves Bollywood, apparently. She's like saying she wished more people told her, asked her about her passion for Bollywood.
Yeah.
So even the humanoids are into Bollywood.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not surprised.
Very cool, man. We'll have to unpack what you're doing more at a later time. I think it's really cool. Any closing thoughts you want to share about what's coming up? Then, how do people stay in touch?
Yeah, just reach out to me on X. You can find me or
And what's your handle?
Anoir Houmou. So it's just my full name.
It's just, we'll put it in the notes.
Yeah,
it's a long name. Anoir Houmou.
Yeah. Or just follow RECRD app for the latest updates. And yeah, just watch this space. And for any up-and-coming creators that are sick of not being paid for their work, not being paid for their views in particular, jump on RECRD. So,
And then RECRD is just skip the O.
Yeah, just skip the O.
Otherwise, RECRD.
We couldn't afford the O.
All right, great to have you on the show.
Nice meeting you.
Hello, this is Josh Krieger, host of Edge of NFT, live at Token 2049. It's day one. Lots of excitement here, and I'm very excited to be here with my guest right now, Ariel Seidman, the CEO of Hivemapped. I've heard so much about what you guys are doing, and it's great to meet you in person.
Good meeting you, man. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. So, first of all, what brings you to Token 2049 this year? A lot of fun, deep-in conversations happening.
Yeah, Deepin is kind of coming of its own, right? So obviously Helium, projects like Hivemapped, we've reached 25% of the global road network. Asia is a very important market for us, both on the supply side in terms of continuing to grow the map, and then obviously also from a demand side. We've done very well from a demand perspective in the US, in the EU, in Canada, and now we want to do the same here in Asia as well. So that's what brings me here.
Cool. And obviously, the brand name speaks for itself. You mentioned you're doing some mapping. What is Hivemapped?
Yeah, so it's super simple. Hivemapped, we're trying to build this global decentralized map. And the idea is that you deploy this thing that looks like a dash cam, but inside of that dash cam is technology that is optimized for the purposes of mapping. And it has a camera, has a lot of other really important, valuable sensors that are important for building a map. And then you just drive like you normally do. And what's happening is actually building a map as you're driving. And then we productize all that data and we sell it to logistic companies, automotive companies, technology companies, supply chain companies. Basically anybody who uses a map or any business that uses a map, that's who our customer ultimately is. So the two big markets for that are automotive, logistics, transportation, real estate, commercial, etc. Google Maps is the big player in that. They probably have somewhere in the range of about 500,000 businesses who use their product.
Yeah, so that's the question is how do you compete with a company like Google, which has like virtually unlimited resources at this time?
Yeah.
Can blockchain-based mapping technology be as accurate or more accurate than what Google brings to the table?
Yeah. So the core team, we're all hardcore mapping people, right? Like I've been in maps for, 15 years.
You seem like a cool guy, and yet you're really into maps.
I love maps.
All right.
I just think look, 2.5 billion people use map every single day.
Yeah.
There's not that many products that fit into that category.
It's hard to imagine what life was like before, like all this mapping technology, right?
Yeah. So it was a lot of people yelling at each other in a car, right?
Yeah. A lot more fights, a lot more breakups, divorces.
Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, look, the big unlock in mapping, putting aside crypto here for a second, crypto is a really important piece of technology, but even before that, the thing that Google is missing is what I refer to as eyes. In other words, we have a camera, and that camera is able to understand what's happening in real time. Google does not have that. What Google has in real time is motion, right? They can say, okay, this set of vehicles in here because we can track your motion.
Right, because they got Waze, right?
Exactly, they have Waze. And so they're basically saying, yeah, we think there's traffic here because all of a sudden, boom, we see that motion is slowing down.
Yeah, it's like Waze with eyeballs.
Exactly.
Where there's actually a reward mechanism which Waze doesn't offer.
Right, exactly. So the reward mechanism is to the people helping us build the map, which is really important, really valuable, to say, look, if you're going to help us build this map by deploying a dash cam or by training our AI models, then as that map becomes more and more valuable, you should share in the underlying economics of that.
Makes sense. Gas is expensive, and for enterprises that have fleets of vehicles, this can really be a net positive that can make the difference between a good year and a bad year economically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So-
In addition to like the reward incentive, we actually now are starting to provide the valuable data back to those fleets, right? Saying like, hey, there's a lot of construction in this part of town. Avoid that if you can. Or this is a very dangerous intersection. We're going to try to reroute you around there because the last thing that we want is like your truck driver or whatever to be impacted by that.
So they could be saving money on dispatch software costs and whatnot as well.
Exactly.
So a lot of interesting synergies there. That makes sense. So I had a Helium mapper or Helium node.
Miner,
Miner, thank you. It's been a while. It got to a point where the rewards cut off and it wasn't worth it. I did break even.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of lessons learned from those early days, and Helium kind of was the first mover in this type of technology. Obviously, a stationary product versus yours moves around. How are you ensuring you have the right sort of economics for sustainability, where the folks that help build these maps also get to reap the benefits long term?
Yeah. So there's a couple of answers to that. One is, we definitely had the advantage of learning a lot in terms of, look, Helium got a lot right. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
right?
no, I mean, and I think they get a bad rap, but fundamentally they built something that is sustainable, and they went some growing pains, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, putting the reward mechanisms aside, because that's a little bit more of a complicated conversation, I'm happy to go in depth on that if you're interested. But let's just talk about the utility of the device. So the first thing is there's 1.2 billion vehicles on the road practically every single week. Right? That's a lot of vehicles that we have that are potential customers or basically nappers. Right? So that's number one. The second thing is that device that we provide or that we sell has to provide utility way beyond just the crypto aspects of it. Right, and so there's a lot of safety capabilities there. There's monitoring capabilities for commercial fleets and stuff like that we
really
provide.
Thinking about this business from a Web 2 mindset, it sounds like, is part of the battle.
Yeah, exactly. Like the crypto incentive, that should, what I view is like, it's a very important mechanism, but it should really be icing on the cake. It should be like, hey, this is a really great device that provides a whole bunch of utility for you and value in your everyday driving. And then the crypto incentive is that icing on the cake, that if you're on the fence of Hivemapped versus something else, then boom, there you go.
Makes sense. And what do you think about like Tesla, what they're doing with their cars? And, have you thought about synergy there?
Yeah. Look, what they're doing, they're definitely trying to build a map for sure. That there's no doubt about that. There's some synergy potentially. I was actually just talking to the VP of software at Tesla, or one of their VPs of software at Tesla, and so there's some conversations that are starting to happen there very early. We'll see if anything ever happens from there. But look, I think that having just a camera on your car, that's one thing.
And then, by the way, like not everyone owns a Tesla, right? There's a lot of other vehicles.
Yeah, we were joking. Like Tesla would have a really good map in places like Santa Monica, California.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But not very good in places like Oklahoma, right, or even parts of Illinois. Where
definitely in Dubai. There's a lot of Teslas in Dubai as well. Well, that's cool, man. So obviously a lot more we could unpack, but we are on the edge of NFT. We'd like to talk about the edge. I understand that you have like a big announcement that you just made by the time this airs that we can share with the audience.
Yeah. So we're effectively launching a new brand that will sit on top of Hivemapper. It will continue to use Hivemapper's data. It's called B, or B Maps.
Okay, how do you spell that?
BEE, just like
B Maps.
Yeah,
got it.
And so, it was really inspired by the B device that we created and that we branded, and we just love the name so much.
You got the hive, you got the bees.
Exactly.
It all fits together, yeah.
So what this also makes sure is that other organizations and companies can start to build on top of Hivemapper, right? It is this kind of foundational piece now. Obviously, we've been building our products on top of it, but we are inviting and engaging with developers and companies and businesses to start to build it. We now have 25% of the global road network mapped in only 2 years, and that just continues to grow. So I think we've reached the point of maturity to let other organizations build on the same, and they'll be on the same level playing field as B is. It's not like B is going to have a leg up on them. Anybody else can build, and they get the same capabilities, the same licensing, pricing, and everything.
That's really exciting. Congrats on all the progress, and we've on the show always been a proponent of practical uses of blockchain technology to make a real impact in the world. I'm excited about use cases like what you guys are doing. We'll have to talk about it more in the future and see how we can collaborate. But
Excellent.
in the meantime, where can folks go to follow you? Are you on X? And where do they go to dive down the rabbit hole with Hivemapped?
Yeah, you can follow me I'm on X, Twitter, whatever we're calling it these days.
Yeah.
You can follow Hivemapper's account also on Twitter, or you can go to hivemapper.com.
And what's your handle on X?
It's just my A Seidman is on Twitter.
Seidman.
Seidman. The guy who's always talking about mapping technology and Hivemapper and all that type of stuff.
All right, so if you're really into maps, this is definitely a primo account to follow. And if you're excited about what the future DeepIn is, check out Hivemapper. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you have a great week.
Yeah, thank you.
A quick word from our sponsors who's ready to navigate the cutting edge of tomorrow's legal landscape. Because at Zuber Lawler, they're not just attorneys, they're visionaries. With expertise in emerging technologies like AI, blockchain, and the metaverse, they're paving the way for you to seize the future. For mergers and acquisitions to IP, their selective team delivers strategic solutions tailored to the ever-changing world of technology. Join us at Zuber Lawler, where the future meets the law at zuberlawler.com. Back to the episode. Hey everybody, Richard from the Edge of NFT here, and we are live at Token 2049, and I have a very special guest with me. We have Alex Liu, who's with Tezos, and it's been awesome. One of the very first crypto meetups I went to back in 2018 was actually with you, Alex, and full circle now, 6 years later, we are out here in Singapore getting to be at this amazing crypto conference, so great to be here with you.
Great to be here. We have gone a long way. I still remember in 2018 when you came to my first meetup in New Orleans, Louisiana, when you were still living there. And it's just come a long ways, and we've come very far at this point.
Oh, absolutely, man. And, you're one of the first people, obviously, to tell me about the Tezos community, and a lot has happened over this amount of time. But you have 3 different initiatives that you guys are really speaking on right now. So how about you just break those 3 down for us, and we'll kind of dive into each one.
Okay, yeah. Our 3 main verticals right now that we are focused on is our art community, DeFi, and gaming. And I would say right now, Tezos, really from 2022, during the whole NFT boom, we have one of the strongest artistic communities that are minting and creating just awesome works of art. We have one of the most cutting-edge generative art platforms, along with our NFT platforms, and it's all organic, community-based. And it's just amazing watching them grow. And like I said, things are getting very interesting on Tezos, especially with our Layer 2 roadmaps, and then the whole Tezos X, which is going to be our sort of roadmap and vision, where it's just going to be one huge canonical roll-up that encompasses everything. And we're going to have different languages that you can build on. We're right now also pushing with JavaScript and bringing on the Java developers and all that. And we're just becoming, larger and larger. And especially with NFTs, like I said, that's kind of where our bread and butter has been. And we were one of the first blockchains to sponsor Art Basel. And we've been at all the different Art Basel events in Miami, Basel, and Hong Kong. And this year we're going to be back in Miami for Art Basel. So big things are happening.
Oh, absolutely, man. And, it's one of the narratives that keeps on trying to go around. It's the narrative around that NFTs are dead. But, if there's anything that I know about Tezos, is that they're not dead.
Yeah, the NFT community is definitely not dead. I can tell you, during this whole bear market, our artistic community has just been extremely powerful and open, and we've been onboarding more and more artists, and they're just creating works of art that it's a sight to behold. And I would highly recommend people check out object.com, aka Swap, or FX Hash, which are our 3 big NFT platforms.
Oh, absolutely, man. Well, I know I'm going to keep messing around with what's going on over there, but again, you have some other things going on, and one of the things I thought was really cool is what you're doing over on Ethereum. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so right now our Layer 2 rollup is called Etherlink, which is an EVM compatible rollup, and it's completely decentralized and decentralized sequencers. There's no governance token, and it's totally permissionless. And right now it's pretty much nearly free transactions. And what we're seeing a lot of traction is a lot of DeFi teams are moving over, a lot of art platforms are moving over, especially like Rarible. And so I think people, especially in the in the whole blockchain space are more familiar with Solidity and EVM, and so that's why we created this EVM rollup that's going to be powered by Tezos.
It's awesome, man. And like, I like that you guys have become more open to working cross-chain, and you're listening to what your users are wanting and then building it out. And obviously this is one of many other initiatives that you have going on. So what else can people expect to keep unfurling with the Tezos community?
I mean, it's basically what you can imagine, and it's all, the boundaries are endless at this point. And really, what's awesome about the Tezos community is that our developers, our core devs, all listen to what people are wanting, and basically we're building what the users want and becoming even more user-friendly, user-centric. And of course, everything is very secure. We've never had any sort of like security incidents or anything like that, and we take security at the highest value, because it's one of the things that is the backbone of your blockchain. On top of that, like, we're seeing more and more museums like We Are Museums and the WAC Lab minting and creating programs for NFT artists and things like that. So I would highly recommend people come check it out and come play, experiment, and leave feedback, because more feedback means more innovation happens.
Definitely. And I think being user-centric and focusing on those things and being secure gives people a lot of confidence to come and keep building on this. So Tezos is all over, and obviously you chose to be here at Token 2049. So what's your experience been so far, and what do you expect to get out of this amazing conference?
Well, being in Singapore is awesome. This is my first time here and absolutely love it. And I think one of the best parts about these conferences is being able to see old friends that you haven't seen in forever, just because he moved to Texas. I know New Orleans is still in his heart, and that's where I'm based at. And it's just great seeing old friends.
Oh, 100%. And I got to mix in a roll wave. We both are Tulane alums, so roll wave, baby. Well, again, man, thank you so much for the time. But for people who want to learn more about Tezos, get more activated with what you have going on, how can they do that?
They can visit Tezos.com and follow us on Twitter at Tezos, and you can get all the updates and come build and play.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thanks for spending some time, and always great to see you, man.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Josh Krieger, co-host of Edge of NFT, live at Token 2049 Singapore. I'm here at the biggest event ever with someone I actually haven't met in person, but I've seen his company all around the event circuit. It's Michael Ross, CEO of Sleep.io. And Michael, it's great to have you on the show.
Very glad to be here.
So for those that don't know what you guys are all about, give us a little bit of the 411.
Perfect. Well, we're a hotel booking platform, so of course I always say it's the same hotel, same breakfast, same pillow. But I say for us more important to make everything more transparent, but eventually, of course, have a better deal for users. So we built the first hotel booking platform on-chain, which actually want to remove the middleman, with the result that actually the hotel get more what they deserve, and the user has a better deal.
Makes a lot of sense. So I'm sure people ask you this question, why blockchain?
I built a Web2 venture before in travel, and then I was dealing actually with traditional APIs and legacy, and we were partnering with the biggest hotel groups, and I was like, okay, this can be done differently. And then people had often overbookings. There's like 4 or 5 actually middlemen in between before the hotel actually see the transaction till the user.
It's the worst thing to show up and you're so tired, and then you find out your room was like given to someone else.
It's happening a lot in Web 2. I saw the infrastructure week because we were using it as well. Like, this has to be done differently.
Yeah.
And if you see where blockchain is built for, right, removing middlemen, make sure that things are transparent, it solves a lot of issues in the travel industry.
Absolutely. So what's been the response so far? Obviously, I think the Web3 community is going to gravitate to something like this, but how has the Web2 community responded?
Okay, for example, we're targeting, if you're looking at users, travelers, we're targeting the Web3 community so far. If we're looking at the Web2 in the industry by, for example, the travel industry.
It's a big industry.
It's a huge industry, yeah. And
so let's start with
Web3.
Web3. So Web3 so far, what's been the response?
Better than expected, because of course we launched the platform only 11 months ago. So it's okay, let's see how it will go, right? We just want to partner. Eventually it will be great to partner with the biggest communities and conferences. But if you see what happened in the past 11 months, it's, I would say, as to say in Web3 it's a movie, it really is a movie. Like partnering with Indeed for APES, for large conferences.
Yeah, so give me a sense of your traction so far. Like, what was the most successful sort of collaboration to date?
I was saying for us, the hotel starts there, right? If you as a user want to use our platform, you want to make sure there's plenty of hotels. So eventually our goal was way before actually the end of this year to end up with around 300,000 hotels. Actually, we succeed much more than that. We actually, by the end of the year, we have more than 1 million. So this is for us like, wow, this is actually, we are done with the hotels. We have global coverage. And we first like, will be great to work with communities like the Bored Ape community and actually partnering with them for ApeFest. We're recommended by them. So this is cool, right? It's the most known NFT community.
Yeah.
So those things are for us special.
Well, great. As an event producer, not just a media guy, I'll say that like having someone that can like negotiate those agreements, sort of make it easier for folks to like find the place they're going to sleep and not have to think about it. It's a big benefit. So wish you the best in your endeavor. Where can folks learn more about you guys and stay in touch?
Of course, our platform, sleep.io. Follow us on Twitter, everywhere you can follow us. And this is the beginning, and we're here to keep building, and I'm sure more things will come.
All right. Great to meet you.
Thanks a lot.
And now for a quick word from our sponsor before we dive into the next segment. Are you ready to take your sports predictions to the next level? Look no further than maincard.io, the fantasy management platform that's taking the blockchain world by storm. With MainCard, every card is a ticket to excitement. You can predict sport outcomes, trade cards in the marketplace, and challenge opponents in thrilling weekly duels. And don't wait. Head to maincard.io now and start earning rewards with your NFTs, because it pays to be early. And now back to today's episode.
Hi everyone, Josh Krieger, co-host of Edge of NFT, live at Token 2049 in Singapore, on the floor. And obviously there are a lot of institutions and a lot of exchanges, so we wanted to catch up with one, and we're here with CoinEx. I have Vivian and Molly with me. Vivian's on the partnership team, Molly is on the capital team. It's great to have you both on the show.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Vivian.
Hi, I'm Molly.
So let's kick it off by just learning a little bit about CoinEx. Obviously, it's been a really interesting market, a lot more exchanges these days than other, like in the past. I know you guys are growing. What makes you special?
All right. So we encourage a lot of innovations, and we cover all over the world. So we have around 1,200 tokens and coins now. Obviously increasing day by day, and also 1,600 pairs to kind of be around, and also the innovation that encouraging projects to kind of come through to us as well. All kind of even from Bitcoin to even meme coins, everything is all ready and welcome, definitely.
Cool. And you have a capital product, which is, I think, sort of gives you more opportunity to get involved in the ecosystem. Yep. Vivian, what is VFBTC's thesis and some of your recent investments, maybe if you can share them, and what you're looking at in terms of potential products coming to market to distinguish themselves from the pack?
Okay, so actually VRBTC Capital is an investment of VRBTC. So we are looking for different early stage projects in different ecosystems, say Bitcoin ecosystem, Solana, and base other EVM competitor ecosystem. So recently we focus on those Bitcoin layer 2 as well as Bitcoin 5, say Bitcoin staking.
Any recent investments that you're able to sort of mention that you're excited about, and maybe what made you excited about them?
So recently we made investment for the Babylon. It is a Bitcoin post network, so it's going to have its second round for the Bitcoin staking. We are very excited about it. Yeah.
You all see this industry from a very interesting perspective, because at the end of the day, everyone's looking for more users, more adoption, more traders. However, it's been a quirky 6 to 8 months in the industry. Originally, the thesis was all about gaming, right? And then the meme coins came out of nowhere and have been dominated. What if you not that you have a crystal ball, but what are the trends you're seeing that will sort of how we're going to end the year, and what do you see sort of as the dominant trends for early next year?
I think I spotted a few things going on. There are some layer 3s kind of on the rise with Sway as well, I think. Obviously, Ton being all the Telegram bots and all things. I think they will also at least stay a pretty good 2025, I would say, definitely.
So as now we already see a lot of mini app in Ton ecosystem, as well as for the Solana, despite there are a lot of meme coin, we also see some RWA sector in this ecosystem. Yes, as well as AI and DP, we're really looking forward to the application in this blockchain industry.
Appreciate your perspective. Is there anything on the CoinEx roadmap that you can speak to in terms of some of the innovations coming up?
Oh, wow. We have a few things already launched, but we'll also be doing as well. So we have our launch pool, we have our mining side, the copy trading we've just launched. So there's so much more coming up. So do check us out.
All right, guys. Thank you both for your time. I know your booth is really busy. It's bustling over here. Glad to have you on the show. And if folks want to learn more about CoinEx, check them out. Not too hard to find.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
The views and opinions expressed on Edge of NFT reflect solely those views and opinions of the show hosts and its guests. Please make sure to do your own research. Our show is not financial advice. You understand that you are using any and all information available on or through this podcast at your own risk. Whenever making financial decisions, we recommend doing your own research and talking to your accountant for financial advice. From time to time, we may feature sponsored content on the show for which we receive value, and we may share links for which we receive a commission if you make a purchase through one of those links. Refer to our website, www.edgeofnft.com, for our full disclaimer, terms and conditions, and privacy policy.